Hello, everybody. I hope you are ready with your technology. Can you please check your settings and make sure that you can hear and see my screen? If there is a problem, please let me know. There is a chat box available. Okay, are we ready? We're still, I can see still that there are some people joining us, so maybe we'll give everybody a chance to join. Okay, first of all, I'm very thrilled to welcome you today at our webinar on how to become a successful expert in China. Well, maybe first of all, I start with a very short introduction of this initiative. Today we are starting a series of complimentary webinars for senior executives who want to learn from other experts in their fields. So today I'm going to have a panel discussion with Sebastian Cudny, who is a very successful senior executive from Bristol Myers Squibb, and who will talk to us about what makes a successful Western expert in China. So let me start briefly with an introduction of myself and my company. My name is Beata Stashkov, and I am the managing director and the founder of Mentor EU. Mentor EU is a boutique career management and personal branding consultancy based in London. Now, what we do, we offer a full suite of senior executive services ranging from CV writing, LinkedIn profile writing, interview preparation, networking training, and personal branding services, which help our clients to land their jobs quickly and efficiently. We have particular expertise in working with clients whose first language is not English. Today, we are going to look at what it makes to become a successful expert. Obviously, becoming an expert is going to boost your career because currently the market requires people who are internationally minded and culturally sensitive. Therefore, I have a pleasure to invite Sebastian Cudny to start our discussion. Over to you, Sebastian.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Beata. So maybe at the beginning I will introduce myself. So my name is Sebastian Cudny. I'm working in the pharmaceutical industry, already 18 years in the industry and 2.5 years in China. So having different experience in 2 different companies, lastly in Bristol Myers Squibb, on the position of the Senior Director of Commercial Excellence. So today it's my pleasure to give you a little bit insight from China, from my experience, and also from the market experience.
Okay, thank you very much, Sebastian. It's a great introduction. Now, first of all, what we're going to do today, we're going to look why China could be a good expert destination. Okay. We also look at some typical mistakes that Westerners make when they come to China, and obviously we look at how to avoid them. Now, because many of you are probably interested in how to increase their expert success, we tell them how to do it. Obviously, we give you some tips on how to build relationships with executive recruiters and headhunters. And obviously, at the end of our today's session, you'll have a chance to ask us some questions, and hopefully you'll get some interesting answers, which will help you to make a decision whether to become an expert or not. Okay, Sebastian, let's start with why China could be a good expert destination. What makes China so attractive to Western experts?
So from my opinion, this is still growing market. All the economy is slowing down a bit, but still it's very positive GDP and a lot of companies growing on that market. So it's a plenty of opportunities on the market. and in really different areas. So this is the first point. Second, it's still the place, especially the big cities like Shanghai, Beijing, when the multinational company is paying really good money. So this is the place when you can join and you can earn nice, really nice salaries, but also have pretty easy life. In the big city like Shanghai, this is very international city. For me, it was difficult at the beginning to understand that how innovative and how modern is the city, but it's easy to live. You can find everything in Shanghai, really everything, and you can enjoy your life because it's a really living city. 24 hours, you can find anything you want. You can play. You can find nice places. And I was also surprised because the city it's a huge. It's more than 20 million people, but still it's green. It's a lot of trees, a lot of parks, and you can find a place for yourself for
Okay.
sure.
Okay. I mean, Sebastian, it's very, very interesting because a lot of Western expats are afraid of going to China because of, pollution. So you're saying it's not true. Is that right?
The pollution, this is true, but it's better and better. So when I came here first time 3 years ago for 3 months, it was really terrible. But currently more and more companies, more and more factories are switched down. So even now with the new Disney World, which will be open pretty soon, they shut down more than 50 factories around Shanghai. So, and factories generate this bad pollution. So this is better and better. Also, they introduced a new law against the CO emission from the cars. So I can see this year, many days really in the year, there was a blue sky. And 3 years ago, maybe I can count on like one hand the days during the year when I can see the blue sky.
Oh, oh,
So it's still maybe not like in some nice places like I know Switzerland when you have the clear air, but it's better and better.
okay, great news. Well, Sebastian, I mean, obviously your route to Chinese market was well typical in a sense that your company transferred you to work in China. Now, well, what did you find really difficult in the beginning when you came to China? What was so strikingly, challenging when you started your work with in China?
So it was few challenges, but the big one was related to the culture and the different understanding of task and of the responsibilities. So this is how we understand. I'm from Europe, so I can talk from the Europe background, that we understand the time and the responsibility is different. Here, the most important is the lunch, and the task can wait, and
Okay.
can sometimes can wait forever because the boss is not asking for an update. So this is the biggest challenge at the beginning. So from my perspective, when I manage the people, that was the biggest shock at the beginning in the first days, that the people perceive the task and the responsibility in a totally different way.
Okay, right. So, well, first of all, let me ask you a question. Did you have any cultural or cross-cultural training before?
Yes, I had, and this is very important to have. I had 2 days training regarding the culture, regarding the basic of the language and the culture differences, especially when in China there are some rules um, you
Trespass?
cannot do something.
Yeah.
So yeah, so this is important that you need to be aware, otherwise you can make a very big mistake, and this mistake will be remembered forever.
Okay. Now, oftentimes, many people wishing to do business or expand their companies, or look, people who want to go and work in China are a little bit afraid that there is a very strong relationship between business and the government. If you can maybe comment on whether it really affects the way you do business or not, etc.
It affects a bit because companies, the government is really protect the own companies, the Chinese companies. So
Okay.
this is for sure that the multinational companies needs to do a lot of effort to be ready on the market, and from my perspective, my industry perspective, needs to be ready with the protected, to introduce protected products to the market.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, it's much better because it's less and less corruption. The current president is fighting with the corruption, and we can see this every day in the media even, and more and more compliant way of making business.
Okay.
It was not the case a few years ago, but I can see the big progress in this area, and every day they try to punish the people who are not who are bribed and who are not compliant. So this is currently the big topic for the current presidents.
Okay, fantastic. Right, again, coming back to cultural differences and maybe the differences in how the business is run and how to, how you manage people. If you can comment again, maybe on some challenges that a typical Western expat would face, while working in China.
Yeah, so first of all, it's the different motivators for work. And
Okay.
this is what every manager needs to understand at the beginning, that the people here on the first place put always money, and the second place put always career, and on the next places, maybe not even the third place, they will put the interesting work. So this is the biggest challenge, how to retain the people and how to manage the team and manage the career progression even in the own team. And it took me a while at the beginning to understand why the people care so much about the money, and if they get the better salary in the next company, the same day they decide to leave the company. They don't have so much loyalty. So it's really difficult to manage them, to stay in the company for long term and develop them if you don't have and you cannot pay for them like the double every year.
Okay, right. Okay, I mean, obviously, it is also very challenging for an expert to, to bring his or her family to a new country. I mean, if you can comment on that, was it difficult for you? What was particularly challenging? Was your company helpful? How, an expert's spouse will feel there? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so this is not so difficult because there is plenty of companies who help with relocation, and this is not only like moving your household or something. This is the whole package. So they will deliver to you the orientation day. They will help you to find a school. They will help you to find apartment. They will deliver the cultural training, and also they will help to be set up in the new country because China it's not easy from the work permit
Okay.
position because you can work only if you have the work permit, and usually this work permit is given for 1 year and then you need to renew every year,
Okay.
and only for some functions you can get for 2, 3 or 5 years the work permit. And this is the same with the spouse because like with my wife, at the beginning we came, I had the work permit, and my wife so far didn't have any work permit, but she's taking care of the baby. I know from the other families that the people apply for a job, they got the job, and they automatically got the work permit. So having the work permit itself, it's not difficult. Once you have a job, and the company it's taking care of this because you
Mhm.
cannot like apply for a work permit without having the job.
Okay, so you first have to secure a job, and taking into consideration there is a big sort of gap between skills and what the market is offering. It is important to bear in mind that that people who have got qualifications will always find a way to get a job. Is that right?
Yes, this is still a very big market for employment. So based on my example of my friends who are living here, some of them then just came to China on the touristic or business visa and then looking for a job.
Okay.
But so far, what I know, everybody got a job.
Okay.
And this is not really not that difficult. If you have a skills,
Mm-hmm.
it's not difficult.
Okay, I mean, let me comment a little bit on that. I mean, obviously, you know, a lot of companies will be transferring their staff to China, and I mean, if you are faced with an opportunity of sort of going to China or abroad, I would say it's definitely going to make your career a lot more bulletproof. It's going to make you a lot more interesting candidate. So it's a good investment. Now, um, you can also apply for jobs, you know, wherever you are. You can apply for jobs in China, you know, living and working in Europe, or living and working in the Middle East, etc. Because if you have a set of skills and expertise that is required by the market, it will be, you know, it will be the agencies, the recruitment or executive search agencies, and the employer's role to ensure that you get a work permit. And the same principle works, operates in the Middle East. You first have to secure a job, and then the employer, you know, asks for the work permit. So it is very, very important that you start sort of looking around and see if there is any response to your skills. Is that right, Sebastian? Would you agree on that?
Yes, I fully agree.
Okay, right. We're going to look at some typical mistakes that people or executive job seekers make while looking for a job. Oftentimes they forget that in order to get on executive recruiters and headhunters radar, they need to have a reader-friendly CV. So you need to make sure that your CV markets you towards your target positions. And it is also important that you have a good LinkedIn profile, which is, you know, which is consistent with your CV, because oftentimes recruiters or executive search consultants will be looking for interesting candidates on LinkedIn, and then they will ask you a CV, or the other way around. So don't forget, you know, having these documents well prepared. Now, many job seekers think that because they had certain positions, they will immediately secure the same position. For example, they think that if they are a CEO, they will be able to you know, secure a position of a CEO very quickly. Now, what recruiters and headhunters are looking for are the skills and the expertise that could be easily seen on the CV. And we shouldn't forget that oftentimes the CV is the document, the first document that they see. They don't know us, so this is the only way that we can make a good first impression. Okay. Uh, there are, I mean, advertised job market is a fraction of all jobs available. So it's very, very important to network both online and offline, obviously. So in order to find out if the position is available, you need to make sure that you talk to people and you network with people, and this is how you can find out if the job is available. Also, because companies try to find good candidates internally first before they start advertising a job. Now, Sebastian, how does it look in China? Are the principles of job hunting similar to Europe or not really?
It's similar, but with the bigger scale.
Okay.
So I can give you the example from my friend. He just started to run the affiliate in China, and he's he's managing the conferences. He's running the conferences, and he came to China to build a team. So he sent the job open position for 20 positions in his team,
Okay.
and he got 3,000 CVs.
Okay.
So for him, it was like the huge scale, and he came from Poland. So for him, when he got the 20 position, he announced 20 position, he got maybe 100 CVs. So here he got 3,000 CVs. And he made the selection based on the CV, and it's really difficult to make the selection out of 3,000 CVs. You need to select maybe 100 and make the interview for 20 position, but it's still the scale. It's really big.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So I mean that proves what we have already said. Now, always remember when you when you are considering an expert or any kind of job search, try to bear in mind that recruiters and headhunters don't work for you. They are target driven. They have little time, and it is your responsibility to convince them that you could be the best candidate for a given job. So making their life easier is definitely going to put you in their good books. Okay, right. I mean, obviously, we talked about CV, and we talked about networking and having a good LinkedIn profile. Well, we are. I would like to spend some time maybe on some questions. I can see some questions. Sebastian, there's a question from you from Gordon Gray. Okay. Um, how able to access job in China if not transferred by an employer? Which agencies to apply through? Can you comment on that?
Yeah, there is plenty of agencies, really plenty, and all the big agencies have the affiliate in China. So all the top 10, for sure, they exist in China. So the best way is to connect to the people, and this is really easy because they are very open to connect and very open to help, because still there is lack of the good specialist in China.
Okay.
So whenever you will find any headhunter in your area and you will send him a message and try to connect, there will be a very quick response. So even the same day they are responding, and they are very helpful.
Okay, right, absolutely. And again, I mean, yeah, there is a comment about pollution in China that that Warsaw is not good as well. Well, thank you very much for that comment. Now, if you have any more questions regarding job hunting in China, please go ahead. Now, let me comment again. I mean, of course, all big agencies are there. Michael Page, etc. McKinsey, etc. Now, this is something that that we all know. I mean, all big agencies are all over the world. Now, in order to be interesting to them as a candidate, you need to look good on paper. And we had a couple of people, a couple of engineers who moved from Europe to China because otherwise they would be unemployed. There were a couple of French engineers who found jobs in China. So the industry is really booming in the sectors that is maybe declining in Europe. But don't think that because you are a qualified engineer, you'll get a job immediately. There will be other skills that are also important because you will be working in an international environment. So skills like cross-cultural communication, ability to work in teams, ability to cultural sensitivity, etc., is absolutely important. Now, Sebastian, if you can comment, maybe there's a question from me. What kind of people do not succeed in China?
I think the people who are not open.
Okay.
Because first of all, here, if you are here and you would like to work here, you need to be open because you are in the different country. And this is not only relevant to China, this is relevant to any other places. Maybe that China, because of the different culture, different people, it's a little bit different. But you need to be open for a place, for a people, you need to be open for a food. I know, and I know personally a lot of people who are working here because they don't have any other choice, but they are frustrated every day because they are not so much open. And this is for me the most important. If you are open and you know that you are here because you made this choice, you apply for a job or you find a job, you need to be just open. And we will not like everything. Really, we will not like everything. I'm also the person who don't like every people and every behavior of Chinese, but I can accept this. I'm living
Mhm.
here. I can accept this, and this is for me the most important.
Okay. One more question, and I'm sorry, we'll probably finish now. Which sectors, areas are the openings for finance and accounting professionals? And is this skill set in demand there? What do you think from what you know, Sebastian?
Yeah, of course, and this is more and more companies who having the big, really big finance team, and not only Chinese, but also the international, because China is usually the hub for Asia,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot like my company, even we have the financial service when few international people working in that team, and they are serving not only the China, so they need to perfectly know English, and they are separate. So if there is the person working for China, of course this person needs to know exactly the Chinese because they need to read. But if works for like Southeast Asia from China, they need to know English. So this
Okay.
is for sure the place. And there is plenty of companies, even financial companies, who are hiring the people to manage and to work from China.
Okay. Okay. Great. And I mean, the best way to see, what is available on the market is to follow job boards. So, very simple Google search can show you whether there are jobs available in your industry sector or not, or in your specialty. So one of the ways is definitely to monitor the web, and now it is really very easy. Okay. Well, Sebastian, thank you very much for your introduction. We are going to use your expertise probably more often. Now, if you are planning an executive career move, I mean, I hope you manage to sort of, find out what is important to make it quick and efficient. And if you would like to discuss, whether at the moment your CV, your LinkedIn profile, or your career management strategies need improvement, you are more than welcome to book a complimentary consultation with myself or with one of my colleagues, to find out what would be the best choices for you. Now, at the end of our session, we promised you a surprise. Now you can see, if you want to sort of find out more about what we do and how we can help you, you can we will be in touch and will provide any information needed. And first of all, thank you very much for your time and for your participation. I hope it was useful. We are going to invite you more often to such webinars, and we are going to share our expertise and also invite external experts to help you make a decision and also help you learn from people who are as experienced in their fields as you are in yours. So again, thank you very much indeed. If you we'll be sending you a follow-up email where we will invite you to book a complimentary consultation and maybe consider discussing your career options. And also for all those who decide to buy our services, we'll offer a special discount. So again, thank you very much for your participation. I hope it was useful, and I'm looking forward to seeing you at our next webinar. Thank you again, Sebastian. Thanks for your fantastic insights, and I hope to see you more often. Okay, thank you again.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.